Rachel Schmitz of the Intentional Family Podcast. This is MacVoices at MacStock Conference and Expo. MacVoices is supported by our Patreon subscribers. Get access to the MacVoices Slack, the MacVoices Discord, MacVoices After Dark, and have your name listed at the end of each episode of MacVoices. Sign up at patreon.com/MacVoices. MacVoices is at MacStock Conference and Expo 2025. I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, I'm trying to get a few interviews in this year, but it's tough because there's so many great sessions that we're all occupied by those sessions. But we're on a break, and I've got Rachel Schmitz with me. She hasn't been here for a little while, so we have a lot of catching up to do. Rachel, it's great to see you.
It's good to see you, Chuck, always. Trying to come up with a nickname, but it's a work in progress.
No, we don't need any more nicknames. No, thank you. No, thank you. So, as I recall, we talked, I think we met at like the second MacStock. Is that right?
Yeah.
And at that point, you were afraid of cameras, afraid of microphones, and would never have anything to do with it. Now, that has changed a whole lot.
Yes, I remember that year. I think I was talking to you, and that's when the first inkling of a podcast idea came up called The Intentional Family. And that was a long time ago. And we've been running that podcast now for 5 years.
And so what I think about it, what's really interesting is that you and your husband, Mike Schmitz, who's been on the show, was presenting this year. You guys, I mean, he was sort of the public face, and you were sort of the behind the scenes. And then you've sort of merged that, and now you're both doing your own things. But really, even though I believe I still got it right, he does it with you. It's really your show. Yeah,
I would say I record 60% as solo episodes just because he's so busy and I just need to get an episode out sometimes. So just roll with it. But we do what we can together as well. I've done a handful of interviews with other people, but it's mostly me with him sprinkled in.
Okay. So tell us about the Intentional Family Podcast.
Well, it was birthed in 2020 when I was overwhelmed with text calls, emails. Everyone was crisis schooling. All of a sudden, they're working from home with their kids at home because everything was shut down. The whole world shut down. And I had been homeschooling my children for 8 years at that point. And so they thought, oh, surely Rachel will have some tips for me to not go crazy. So I shared what I could, but it was overwhelming to try to respond to everyone. And so Mike had the brilliant idea, which I didn't think was so brilliant at the time. I was actually really kind of offended that he would even propose the idea. He said, why don't we just start a podcast called The Intentional Family and just start sharing what you know, what we've learned as a family. And that'd be a way to get it out to more people so you're not spending so much time responding individually. So that's really the heart of it, is just sharing everything we know, sharing what we're learning, sharing our mistakes, sharing whatever we can to help people. It's a labor of love. Like I don't make anything from it, full disclosure. But I actually came into this MacStock thinking I was going to shut it down. And through many of the different people, speakers, all of this, I was definitely kind of reinvigorated to keep it going. And it's not because I never hear back from people. It's not because people don't listen. That's not the case. It's just sometimes you just kind of are like, has it run its course? I don't need to be wasting my time or other people's time if this is done, if this is dead. But then I realize there's always more topic ideas. There's always things that spring and come to the forefront that I can share about. And I really, really want to get into interviewing. So the eCam talk was really incredible because that inspired me that if I do more live and off the cuff, I do better actually that way. Then I'm the opposite of Mike. Mike Schmitz scripts everything. His YouTube videos, everything is so polished. That is so not me. That makes me more nervous. I do better just like, let's just roll with it. The less notice, the better. So I think if I try more live recordings, live streams, whatever it may be, I don't know what it's going to look like yet. I think that would be a good way to get out more content and not feel like I have to prepare so much.
So this is really interesting because I feel the same way. I every time I come to these sessions, I get invigorated. I've already I think I'm on my 4th page of notes as we speak about things I want to try. It's like, oh, that's a great idea. And so that's fantastic. I'm very happy to hear that it's still your show is going to keep going, because I feel like, and I don't have kids, full disclosure here, but I feel like the whole family dynamic thing is evolving in today's world with new pressures from social media, from AI, from streaming, all those things that, happily I don't have to deal with as a parent, but you do, and there are a lot of people out there that would benefit from your experiences.
Yeah, I found that to be true. And the neat thing is, it hasn't even been just families or just parents. There have been a lot of people that the messages really resonated with them. We have covered so many topics. We will be reaching 150 episodes before the year is done, which is exciting. And it has really resonated with a lot of different people. And I was inspired by another talk to come out with a monthly newsletter and just recap the last few episodes and be really simple, because I already have my show notes typed up. I can just reformat it, and that'd just be another way. I'm not on social media at all, so I don't have a way currently to connect with my listeners at all, which I think is one of the disconnects, because I'm really driven by relationship and community. And so with that element, if I add that in somehow, I think that will really help drive it forward in the future. But I don't want to do it through social media, because I don't like social media. But there's other ways through a newsletter. I think if live streaming would be really neat with like a live feedback and all of that and comments. So we'll see. I don't know exactly the next steps, but have some ideas and some inspiration.
Your comments again about social media are really interesting, because I know that was something we've talked about over the years, that you just are, I'm not sure I'm ready to say anti-social media. You're just not interested.
Yeah. So it hit me, I think in 2018, I forget where I was, but someone came up to me and they said, "Oh, I saw you went to such and such place with your children." And I was caught off guard. And they weren't someone that I was super close with, but they were an acquaintance. They weren't someone that I was had an aversion to. But it kind of made my skin crawl that I didn't personally tell you about this trip I did with my family, but you knew about it because I posted it on Instagram. It's my fault, like I did it, but I didn't like that. I would prefer that I told you, "Hey Chuck, me and my daughter went here in May and it was amazing." Instead, I just posted things. So I did delete social media. The big reason why, though, that instance happened, which kind of made me really put the nail in the coffin with social media. But prior to that, I had wanted to read more, and I had just had our daughter, our 5th child. And I was like, how am I going to read more? Because I just fall asleep as soon as I sit still. So I cut out social media. And all of a sudden, I was reading just 15 to 30 minutes a day. And I read 24 books that year in 2018 with 5 kids at home. And that was like, okay, that was totally a great trade-off. And I don't miss it. And I'm currently on Facebook for selfish reasons. I'm on Marketplace. Sell stuff sometimes buy stuff. And some of the groups I'm a part of for teaching, they're really a great resource. I have 0 friends. People try to add me as their friend all the time on Facebook, and I tell them, like, just, like, I'm on there. It's a tool for me. I don't want to interact socially with anyone. I am on Instagram, and what I do is I install Instagram on my phone when I do a fun trip. So family can see, like we went to London last year, my husband and I, for our anniversary. I went to Hawaii last May with my daughter. So I installed it just for the purpose of sharing those pictures, and then I delete it. So it's just a tool.
Listen, I feel like we've all had to learn how to use social media. And we were doing things before that we would never do now. Back in the early days, there was Foursquare, where you'd go and check in, you become mayor of your local pizza parlor, like it meant anything. But you didn't realize how much data you were giving away. And so I know I've changed my habits. I'm very intentional about, what I post and when I post. I almost never post anything while I'm on a trip. I'll do it afterwards. It's just something simple like that. But so I think we're all evolving. I still think it's a great tool. I respect your decisions, and I personally think what you're going to find is your community wants to connect with you one way or another, and so maybe a live stream is the way to do it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But we have, with our children getting older, they get an iPad when they're 13 to help train them how to use the technology and find some way to be creating with it before they ever get a smartphone, so that they're already getting acclimated to how to manage that and not become addicted to different things. And we watched The Social Dilemma, a documentary, with our oldest two when they were quite young. I want to say they were 11 and 13 at the time. And after seeing that documentary, they're like, why would I ever want to be on social media? And I think it's a great tool. So if you know how to use it as a tool for your business or whatever it may be, I think it's great. The risk people run into, if you've done any research with social media, people like actually needing it to fill that social part of their life, it's really damaging. And the addiction associated with it, and the shallow relationships that they experience, it really robs them of like better forms of social interaction. And it's like you love me or hate me on that platform, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, and that's, look, again, that's okay. I might argue with you that in fact, pretty much all of my best friends don't live anywhere near me. Mm-hmm. They don't live in my city. They don't live in my state. And in some cases, they don't even live in my country. Mm-hmm. But, that's how we stay connected.
Yep.
But most of the time, those relationships have started at conferences like this,
right,
or the personal relationship. Mm-hmm. And then people move, but you want to stay in touch. Mm-hmm. So again,
it's a tool, though.
Yeah.
You're using it as a tool.
Right. But we're all still trying to figure it out.
Right.
It's how many years later, how old is Facebook? How old is Twitter? But we're still trying to figure out how it fits into our lives.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So where can folks go and find the Intentional Family Podcast?
We are on most podcast players, but intentionalfamily.fm is where you can find us. And all of our episodes are linked there. And as far as contacting me, there is a contact form that will be added sooner than later that I can be reached that way.
Perfect. This is a success story right here, folks. Emulate it. Rachel, it's so great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Chuck.
Folks, we'll have more, hopefully more, from MacStock Conference and Expo. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com. 3, 2.
Oh, hi, Chuck.
Oh, and we got that on camera, too. That's a disturbing thing. I'm so sorry.
Hey, Dog and Pony Show, that's the way I live.
Yeah.